Hello. I decided to go with something natural today, like concrete lips and yeah. um, can I tell you guys a YouTuber secret for like the record? You always have to look really good from here up, and down underneath you can wear like your pants, your track pants or something. Like that's my YouTuber secret. Dee. So anyway guys, today, like literally before I was about to start filming this video, let's get serious here. Like this is the part 2 to my paranormal experiences video. I was in my kitchen and suddenly I hear a disembodied male cough, like somebody coughing in my living room. And it came like, I don't know if it came from like, like pipes or something. Of course that's possible, but like nobody lives there on that side and I heard it from this side. So either I'm going crazy, either it's pipes or somebody coughed in my house. And like I don't know if it's the same spirit because there's been like some activity in here. That's kind of weird. Like one day I was talking about these things. Like I feel like it gets more active then, and I don't know if it's just me and my craziness, or does it actually get more active in here when I talk about paranormal things, because I was like talking with my boyfriend about these things and he's kind of skeptical about this, of course. And then we were like talking about it and he was like, there are no ghosts. And exactly at that time there was like this sound from behind him, because there are like bottles like this, like somebody blowing in a like bottle. And he was like, what was that? And I was like, it sounded like a bottle. And he was like, yeah, but there's no one here except us. And I was like, yeah, it's true. And then he heard it again, like it went again, like boom. So I don't know if there's somebody here, like with us, maybe. Maybe somebody's passing by. The cough sounded like an old man, but it could have been like one of my neighbors. So let's get into the video anyway. So this is the second paranormal video, and in the last video I did some stories about what happened to me as a child, and now let's skip to like the biggest thing that's ever happened to me. So when I was young, I moved into like my first ever own apartment, and it was in this big city, at the end of that city, in this kind of student apartments. And I remember when we were trying to, like with my then boyfriend, my ex, we were trying to get there, like we were asking them if we could come see the apartment, but for some reason it wasn't okay. They didn't let us go see the apartment, and that was really weird for me, like the first weird red flag, that they let us see the apartment below our own apartment because they had the same blueprint and things. So they were like, okay, well, it's exactly identical as this one. And we were trying to ask, like, why can't we go there yet? And they weren't really giving us any answers. And well, of course, because we were just concerned about getting like an apartment, a nice apartment, we were just like, okay, well, let's trust these guys and stuff. And so yeah, then we moved and the place was very beautiful. It was a pretty new apartment in a flat, like a flat. And then we started living there, nothing weird at first. But like we had been living there for quite some time, like I think we had lived there for like half a year or something. And for some reason in the bedroom area it always felt really cold in there. I didn't like sleeping there because it was really cold, and neither did my boyfriend at that time. And it was really weird. Like, it was sometimes the room got really cold, and there was like really freezing zones in there, like spots in the room where it was just super cold. And yeah, then like we ignored that, and we were like, okay, old houses, you know how it is, or even newer ones. Like, we were just being like, okay. And then weird things started to kind of happen in that apartment. And even then I was like really skeptical about paranormal things. I didn't even believe in them yet. But like every night I went to sleep with my boyfriend, and I would get during my sleep, like, I don't know if you've ever woken up like fully like scared to death and having this dread. Like, I started to wake up like that, and it was always 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, it was either 2:99, 3, or 3:01. And I started to every night wake up at 3 like that, in this shock, this panic mode. And the weird thing is that every time I woke up, my eyes went to the right side of the room, into the corner, and I could have sworn that I got this feeling that somebody was watching me. But when I looked there, there was nothing there. But I felt like there's a presence there. Like, that was so weird. And it felt, every time that I woke up, it felt like somebody had touched me or something, and I woke up because of that. Or somebody was like really near me, and I woke up because of that. Because sometimes I wake up like, I'm kind of like sensitive like that. Like, sometimes when my boyfriend comes and I've been like day sleeping, like napping, and he comes to the room and he just fetches his shirt or something, and he's like really quiet, I still wake up, because like I'm kind of sensitive like that, because I know that he's in the room, I mean. So I'm kind of sensitive to those things. So it felt really weird every time, and like I can't describe, it was just this feeling of dread. And I never remembered what kind of dream I've had, because I always thought that, okay, it's just something like I've just dreamt, I had a bad dream and probably like woken up from it, and I was like, okay, it's nothing, whatever, kept sleeping, nothing happened ever after that. Like, it was just the 3 o'clock getting up thing. But then one day, like, my boyfriend tells me, like, he's just like, I don't like sleeping in the bedroom. And I'm like, we were not talking about like the ghost thing, because we both thought that we'd think that the other one is stupid or something, probably. But we just never like said to each other why we didn't like the bedroom. But like, none of us liked the bedroom. Even our friends told us that they don't like the vibe in there. Like, many people told us to like put the door closed when they were hanging at our place, like live in the living room, because they felt uncomfortable with the door open, and so did we. So we always kept it like close to the bedroom. And then like when we started to feel like really uncomfortable there, we just had this kind of like, yeah, I don't like sleeping in there either. And we never talked about like why, but both of us didn't want to sleep in there anymore. So we vacated our like sofa bed to our sofa bed. Like, we kept sleeping in our living room after that. And then it was kind of like the activity went down, basically. Like, we didn't notice anything, nothing weird, except for this one day that really changed my view on paranormal things. And keep in mind, I don't have any problems, I'm not stressed at that time, I'm very eating very balanced. There's like nothing wrong at that time with me, and we were having like a good relationship, nothing weird. But one day my boyfriend goes to work, and I know that he's getting off at 5, and I had a holiday at that time, so I'm preparing the food for when he gets back home in the kitchen. Our kitchen is positioned this way that I'm with my back to our hall where you come into the house. So I'm there cooking, just cooking, like very kind of like whatever. And suddenly, like, I see the clock. We have this big clock in the wall, and I see that it's almost 5, so my boyfriend will be home at any minute now. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah. And I remember I was making like pasta and like minced meat, tomato sauce, and I was just cooking the sauce. And at that time, like, I can hear the door opening, like I can hear the turning of the lock, and I can hear the like front door opening. I can hear someone coming in, closing the door, rustling in the hall, and I'm sure it's my boyfriend. I'm like, hi honey, cool, you're home or something. I remember saying something like that, but I didn't turn around. And then I hear the footsteps slowly coming behind me. I'm getting goosebumps because this was such a weird experience, guys. Anyway, I hear the footsteps coming behind me from the hall and stopping behind me, like exactly behind me, so there's about this much space, and I thought that it's my boyfriend who wants to like hug me, because he sometimes did that. He just came home and he hugged me. So I was like, oh honey, was the day okay at work or something? And still nobody answers me. And at that time, like, I get like, ooh, well, this is weird. Like, he normally answers me, so I was like, okay, what are you doing? And I turn around, and you guys don't believe what the fuck I'm seeing. Ooh, I'm still getting so many fucking chills at this moment, like, because that was like so mind-blowing. I turn around, and there's this kind of blue-gray mist in front of me. Like this kind of a human-shaped mist where I can see that it has hair about this long, longer than mine, and that it's a woman. And like I could make out this part of the face, but it was foggy. Like it was this kind of foggy apparition, and I could see the eyes, and they were mad. They were like angry looking, and like it was this close to me. And at this time, because I don't know, I just kind of froze because I didn't know what the heck was going on. And for a second there, I just stood there looking at this thing that I didn't know what the fuck it was. And I remember that you could see like the foggy figure from here to about waist, and then it kind of faded out. And you couldn't see, like, you could see the starts of the, like, arms, but then it was faded. So it was like a full-bodied, or like half-bodied apparition, or whatever people say. And I didn't know that. I know this because I researched afterwards what the fuck that thing was. And, of course, because I get scared, I start screaming. And because that's, like, what you do when something is that close to you. You put your hands in front of you because you want to, like, save your face, save yourself from somebody who's attacking you. And of course, because I didn't know that there was someone in my house, kind of like that, I put my hands here and I, like, take cover like that and scream. And I close my eyes and go, like, kind of like, yeah, I just screamed like I was in a fucking horror movie or something. And when I opened my eyes, the thing was gone. The woman was gone. And I knew at that time, because of the feeling I got from how she looked at me, that it's the same fucking spirit that's been in our room. It was the exact same feeling that I got whenever I woke up, whenever I got up. And I remember calling my boyfriend. I was like, I'm not gonna, like, be in this house for a long while, because I saw a ghost. And he's like laughing, like, no shit, what? Like, I wasn't like that. Like, I wasn't the type of person who would be at that time, like, I didn't believe in any paranormal stuff and anything. Like, he was like, don't shit me. Like, you know, you know, those things are not true, right? And I was like, yeah, I fucking know, but I fucking saw it, and I know what I saw, it was a fucking ghost. And you know, and then I started to put one and one together, and I was to him like, do you remember like the times when I woke up in the evening and how you don't want to sleep in that room? And we were going back and forth about that, and he was like, okay, I'm coming straight home, just wait there. And then he came home and we checked every place in the room, but there was nothing to be seen anywhere. The thing was gone, basically. And I couldn't move, like I was just in the kitchen, like really shocked and scared, and it was just so scary. It's so scary, like apparitions are a whole nother thing. Like I've seen a few in my life after that, but like the first one, it just really gets you because you don't believe in that shit and then you see it in front of your fucking own eyes. It's crazy, but like I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I saw. And I don't know if it's to do with like pipe noises or something. I've heard this theory that pipe noises in old housing can cause like that kind of like hallucinatory visions or something. Like there are many different things that thing could have been. But to me, forever, until somebody proves me wrong, it was a fucking ghost, like, true. And then, we broke up at some point with my boyfriend, and I moved away from that place. And after I heard from a person who lived there in another building that there had been a girl in the apartment where we were who killed herself by cutting her wrists open. And to me, I'm just wondering, did they do the renovations at that time and were they cleaning up the blood and all the gore of that girl, that student girl dying? And that's why we couldn't go to the apartment. I don't know, but that's the first thing I thought, and because it was a woman too. So I was like, maybe it was the former resident who killed herself there. And like that shit haunts me to the rest of my days. And because like I didn't think that like fucking student apartments could be haunted, because to me haunted houses are like these old places from like war time or something, and this wasn't any of that thing. I know this has been a long video, but I just wanted to like really tell you guys this story because it's crazy. And yeah, you can think I'm crazy or whatever. Please leave your theories in the comments down below, like the scientific theories of what could be causing something like that on a completely kind of normal person, because I would be really interested in hearing your theories about that, like what are apparitions. And yeah, I'm still kind of like really shocked about that even years after. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now I'm creeped out and I need to go like read a fun book or something. But yeah, thank you bitchlings, and maybe like, maybe subscribe so I know that you like this kind of content, so I know to make more paranormal videos, because I still have some stories, a few, if you want to hear those. So I see you guys in my next video. Bye.